Nina Lin has been busted in NYC in a public debacle. We're going to get into it today on Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney. Now, some of you may be familiar with Nina Lin. She's been on our channel quite a couple times. A few times at this point, mostly related to her behavior when she goes and checks out at various stores. She's had some controversial moments.
Just here. If it don't scan, it's free, right?
No. Got it. I got these from Target too, guys. Look, guess how much I paid? $3.99.
Now, while she was well known for that, this is actually something that went down right after the Knicks game. But before we get to that, I've got a very important message. Recently, a jury ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body image issues, but did not share those risks while prioritizing profits. The recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health struggles, you should hear this. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm they caused. You can use the link in my description or scan the QR code to take a short quiz to see if you qualify for a case. You may be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000. Okay, so let's get into exactly what went down right after the big Knicks win in New York City. Here's the footage.
Well, I would love to get on top of that. Can I get on top of that?
You guys take a picture?
Hold on. Stay right here. I'm trying to get on top of that. Well, I'm you ready?
And sorry, guys, Nina is not only loud, but curses a lot. So I know my editor is going to have to be paid overtime on this one, bleeping this out. Nina is very verbose. We'll say it that way.
Cameraman, you ready? Cameraman, you ready? Go upstairs. Hold on, stay right here. Hold on, move up. Hold on, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Now, hold on. Now, this is an Amazon van. So this is not her vehicle. This is very important to the legal analysis here. She's jumping up on something that's not hers, okay? So let's start there when we're looking at criminality. Now, to be clear, I am not a New York lawyer, though I know a fantastic New York lawyer, my good friend Nate the lawyer, who's awesome, cancer survivor, very sharp up there. But this is very clearly something that could be, if she damaged the vehicle, potentially criminal.
Oh, my God. Wait, no. Why would you put my phone out here like that? You bugging.
Yo, be careful on that shit.
I got you. Be careful. Nah! Hold my phone.
So naturally, when you get a content creator who's out there, they got their camera, they're recording, they got the team, what's going to happen? There's going to be a crowd forming around them. People are going to gather. It's going to gather attention. It's also going to gather the attention of law enforcement. That's very, very natural. When they see this crowd forming around a content creator, that's going to happen. Now, mind you, that night there were a lot of crowds, a lot of people celebrating. Nina, she's out there celebrating. I think that's really no different than a lot of people that were celebrating that night and may have been doing crazy things. You're seeing footage and video of people up on light poles, people climbing around on things. That's something that happens after a big sports win. That part is really nothing normal. That's nothing out of the normal. And now you see on the left here, and here's where she's starting to get in trouble. And this is where the legal stuff happens. You see the cop down here who's telling her now to get down, get off, stop it. So here's where we may have potential for obstructing government administration, aka resisting arrest. We might have a potential here. Did she listen right away? Did she comply right away? It looks like she did, but we'll see how this plays out overall.
Oh, we gotta go to jail. Hold on.
Now, I will say the cop was pretty a little bit aggressive there, taking her. It seemed like she was coming down. I mean, she was going, towards the cops. She wasn't trying to flee from cops. He kind of spun her around right there and and moved her off. To me, okay, maybe this cop had heard of Nina before. Maybe this cop had been looking for a reason to arrest Nina. Nina's track record is out there, and some law enforcement might say, hey, this is a golden opportunity to lock her up. They also might just be in a bad mood that night because there's a lot of stuff going on, and they don't want to see anything develop into a riot or anything that might cause property damage. So who knows, but it does seem like they're a little bit forceful there. So there you have it. Nina was eventually carted off and she was taken down to the jail. She did get out later, and I don't want to play that video because she's cursing a lot, but apparently her cameraman ran away. She was very mad at her cameraman for doing that, although I suspect the cameraman didn't want to catch any charges. But today we're going to talk about the potential charges that Nina might catch. So what is Nina looking at potentially? Once again, these are potential crimes. There's no indication that she will be charged with all of them. I'm just giving you some options that might be brought against her by New York, some potential stuff for this behavior. So let's start with the first one. This is the easiest one, disorderly conduct. This is a layup. This is a super broad category that can really cover almost any behavior that causes a public disturbance. So oftentimes, if law enforcement, police, they really want to ding you, they're going to go with disorderly conduct. We saw that in the Bricks and Minifigs case with Reckless Ben. They dinged him for that. You've got criminal mischief. So if there's any damage to that Amazon van, I talked about it. It's not her van, right? So any damage to that van could be criminal mischief. Trespass, unlawful use of property. So entering the van, going on the van without permission. It didn't look like she had permission to go on that van. I'm not even sure the driver could give her permission, even if he wanted to do that. That may be beyond the scope of his authority to do. You've also got potential resisting arrest. We pointed out the cop. If the cop told her to get down and she didn't get down immediately, then they could interpret it that way. Although to me, reviewing that footage, it looks from an external standpoint like she did actually comply. So I think that one's a little bit weaker. Even weaker would be reckless endangerment. So these are, as we're kind of going down this list, these are weaker charges, very unlikely. So reckless endangerment would be if Nina's actions cause risk to others. So if somebody got up on that, van and started doing something reckless, or, she was helping people shoot off fireworks or do something dangerous that could cause some harm to others, that might be reckless endangerment, but it doesn't seem like it went that far. The other one is inciting to riot. That's the very last one. I mean, say a Knicks in 5 on a sports game day, I don't think that's going to be inciting to riot. That's just the normal fervor after your team wins. That's very normal, right? You're going to see a lot of that all around the world. We got World Cup going on. I got people all around the world here going crazy for that. That's a sports thing. And for a brief stunt like that during a sport day, I don't think they're going to get it for inciting to riot. So let's get to my judgment. So in judgment, I think some law enforcement are very likely to arrest Nina Lin. I think Nina Lin has been one that has gotten away with a lot of stuff, in the past, and perhaps some law enforcement wanted to ding her on that and get her booked on something. But all of these are Class A and Class B misdemeanors, so they're not felonies. She's not going away for life, right? What she's going to get here is a fine, maybe some community service, at max some very short jail time. That's the most likely outcome. She's not going to be locked up for a very long time, even if they threw the book at her on this one. And the other thing is there's really no reported major property damage tied to Nina, and there were dozens of arrests over the Knicks playoffs and finals. So while this is very interesting, I think Nina will kind of get off on this one. But I want to know what you guys think about Nina Lin in general and what you guys think about this situation in the comments below. I will catch you on the next one.